take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. It's time!
Back in your life on this Sunday, June 7th, 2020.
Yes,
this
sir.
is another episode of the Church of MMA podcast. My name is Tabor Cragen.
And my name is Mason Knight, and this is episode 24, UFC 250 recap. And then after this recap, we're going to jump into some MMA news. But first, Tabor, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. We just spent 10 minutes talking to the mic thinking we were on air, but we were not recording.
Nope. And the worst part is we weren't high. We're not drunk.
Nope. Just
dumb.
Yep.
It's okay. You know what?
It happens.
It happens. It
Gosh,
happens.
but it is a frustrating thing because, yeah, we're just jumping into it. This was a great card.
It really was.
A really, really great card. It's going to feel weird kind of talking about the same thing over again, but, definitely got to do it.
No, it's worth it.
Yeah, definitely. But, man, let's jump into this, Tabes.
Yeah. Got to give a huge shout out to Alex Perez. Oh, my goodness. To finish a guy like Jussier Formiga with leg kicks, calf kicks. Oh, my fucking God.
It was super impressive. I mean, Formiga's a guy who can hang with the best. Joseph Benavidez, even David Figueiredo.
He beat Figueiredo.
Yeah, and to sit there and lose in the first round, it's just crazy with those leg kicks, but they were so brutal. You could hear him just smack, and the leg went out, and you could see Jussier's pain on his face. And then Alex Perez just kind of tapped him with that last kick, but that was all he could take. He fell down, winced in pain, grabbed his calf, and that was it. Game over.
Game over. Very impressive by Alex Perez. Showed a lot of power in those legs. I mean, Formiga is just a savage. So, he has to move up in the division after that. I mean, Formiga was ranked 5th at the time, so Perez was 9th. He's going to move up. He's probably going to be clamoring for a top 5. He's going to be in that title contention. Brandon Moreno, possibly. Be a great matchup.
Got to talk about this Herbert Burns, which is Gilbert Burns.
We didn't even talk about that.
We didn't talk about that the first time around. So, actually, you know what? This is good now.
Yeah.
Because, man, did he look impressive against Evan Dunham.
Yes.
A first-round submission within the first 2 minutes of this fight.
Yes, and to prefacing this fight, so some weird shit happened to Evan Dunham. Apparently, one of his corners tested positive for COVID-19 during the week.
Whoa.
And then this fight got pulled, and then a few hours later got re-added to the card, apparently. I guess they retested the guy, and it was a false positive.
Oh, wow. And then it ended up being a catchweight fight, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, it was 150, and Evan Dunham's normally a 155er, so he's like, fuck it, I can cut an extra 5 pounds. Herbert Burns a 145er, so he thought maybe he'd get the advantage. But, oh, my goodness, Herbert Burns has got that freak jiu-jitsu of the Burns
he does.
family. So quick. Just choked him out real quick. I don't even think it lasted. How long did it last? A minute?
A minute 20.
Just crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. His jiu-jitsu's on another level. But more shout-outs for the prelims. Oh, my goodness. Ian Heinisch with the quick knockout. The right hand from hell against Gerald Meerschaert. Just floored him.
Yeah,
that was crazy. That was crazy as well. Mikaki Pitolo, coconut bombs, finished Charles Burns in the second round. I didn't see this fight, Mason, but you know what? I did see the highlight, and oh my God, Maki Pitolo, coconut bombs is the perfect name for him because he's a Hawaiian fucking power puncher.
Dude, he was just piecing them up too. I mean, they were heavy shots, but they weren't the heaviest, but they were just the combinations were landing so cool and crisp, man. It looked real. He looked good.
Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah, I remember watching him in the Contender Series, and he impressed me, man. It's just so much power for the 185-pound division, and he's not a tall guy.
No.
He's not a big guy. He's not a big 185er. He probably, if he lost a few pounds, he could easily make 170.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. But he's got so much power, it just doesn't matter. It's one of those Kelvin Gastelum situations. Like, why lose that extra 10 pounds?
If you don't have to.
Fuck people up anyways,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Should talk about Cody Stamann versus Brian Kelleher. If you don't know, you're living under a rock. But it was a big focus. Cody Stamann, tragic story of his brother who was 18 years old, passed away in his sleep just last week.
So sad.
And Cody Stamann went out there and just looked phenomenal. And I honestly, such a tough individual. I don't know how he found the willpower to do that because it's so tragic, super tragic. But he was able to put his feelings aside and go out there and get the W. But you could see him as soon as that fight was over and his name got called, he broke down. And wow. It might have been his greatest performance. I'm serious. Since I've ever seen him fought, like, it was so dominant and it was good. He's moving up to featherweight now. He looked fantastic. The post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, he was talking. He said, man, I just feel better at featherweight. He goes, that 10 more pounds was just too much for me. And, he started talking about his brother a little bit. And at the end, Rogan started choking up. It was a good interview, though, and great outing by Cody. He looked fantastic.
Yeah, it's hard not to get emotional talking about something like that because you're 18 years old. You got their whole life ahead of you, and just to go in your sleep like that, it's just crazy.
Dude, I was trying not to choke on myself, dude, because it's just like you could see the pain in Cody's eyes and how much that fight meant to him, understandably. But, to go out there and have such a dominant performance, wow.
It's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy. This is a fight I haven't gone and watched. I haven't gotten to watch yet. Unfortunately, I was busy the whole night. Like, I didn't even get to watch the fights live. But this is one I'm definitely going to go back and watch because Brian Kelleher is no joke.
No.
This guy's a fucking savage. I mean, both these guys, they're 135ers. But like you said earlier, Cody's saying he's going to stay at 145. Brian, I think he's just taking these 145 fights because he's taking them on 1 to 2 weeks' notice. So he doesn't have to. So they're like, fuck it. You don't want to cut weight? Just take it a featherweight.
Right.
And he's been fighting 135ers. So why not? But Brian Kelleher, he's been calling out Sugar, and he's fucking really good. So if you're going to put that kind of a performance on a guy like that, it's very, very impressive. And I would love to see him fight a natural featherweight.
Yeah, so would I.
I'd love to see, and I'm not saying throw him right in against a ranked guy right away, but, why not throw him in against off the top of my head, who's the guy that fought Dan Ige and lost to him? Before the Edson Barboza fight, I can't remember. Mirsad Bektik.
Oh, Bektik.
That'd be a great test.
Okay.
That'd be a great test. And it's not a tall 145 or not a super lengthy one, so, he'd be able to compete very well with that. But I think we should just get right into it. Let's get into our recap show, boss. The first fight we did pick of the night, UFC 250 prelim main event, Alex Caceres, Chase Hooper. Oh, my goodness. I was dead wrong. I was so wrong.
We both were.
Yep.
We both were. Man, what a performance by Alex Caceres. Just completely outclassed Chase Hooper on the feet. Looked really, really good. Chase Hooper, again, brilliant jiu-jitsu artist. I mean, as we were talking about earlier, has a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
20 years old. This kid is so young. This is his first loss on his record. He's got to go back to the drawing board. He knows now that he will be exposed on the feet. So it is what it is. I say you take a year off.
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, after taking that much punishment, I mean, the man was getting pieced up for 3 rounds. It really didn't look like he belonged in there with the Caceres. I guess it's MMA, so why not throw a fucking guy with 0 striking skills? I mean, that's disrespectful. I mean, obviously Chase has striking skills, but comparable, it was like watching a white belt get fucked up by a black belt. It was that bad.
Yeah.
It was that bad. I mean, it was a little hard to watch at times just because it's such a young kid getting pieced up that bad, but he signed up for it. I mean, he knows what he's getting into.
Here's the thing, though. Sugar Rashad Evans. Sugar Rashad Evans. I'm sorry. Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
My brains go way back. That's a throwback. Sugar Sean O'Malley, he's a young guy, too. He had that 2-year layoff with, the picograms, whatever, BS. But he comes back as a young kid, developed his game so much more. I think Chase Hooper's got to take that same approach.
Yes.
You've been in a sense exposed. They have the blueprint on how they're going to beat you, right? You take some time off. You're 20 years old. You got hit in the head a lot. Take that year, develop your skills, especially on the feet, because you're already a fantastic jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Yes.
We know that for a fact. You're brilliant on the ground. I mean, for his age especially, too. But now you just got to work on that stand-up.
The Muay Thai, man. He's got to get a little bit better. He's got to
develop it.
Even a little thicker, dude. Put a little muscle on. This is what Sugar Sean did. Sugar Sean had the exact same type of body type as Chase Hooper. Skinny, lengthy. But in that 2-year layoff, the man put on 10 pounds of muscle, 15 pounds of muscle. And now he's got serious. I mean, we'll get into that fight later. I don't want to.
Yeah.
He's got serious skills now. All that time to develop. Do the same thing, Chase. It'll be wonders for your career. Because let's be real, Alex Caceres is not a top guy. He's not even a probably top 30. If you're losing to an Alex Caceres, you really need to think about this. Is this what I want to do? Because this is not a championship caliber fighter. He's a very entertaining, very flashy fighter. He's a very good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's UFC caliber for sure.
Yeah.
But he's never going to hold a belt. And if you're going to lose to that level of a fighter, you need to really take some time to develop your skills a little more.
Yeah, well, I understand that, but at the same time, like, this was his first challenge. He's 20 years old.
Yes, exactly.
Like, this kid has got time, and I really do believe in 5 to 7 years, this guy could be a title contender. Chase Hooper, I think he's a good fighter. We'll see.
Yeah,
and,
he needs like we've been saying, we're just like a broken record essentially. Take the time off.
Yeah.
Develop.
12 to 18 months, that's all you need. I mean, look, and you could be a star like Sugar Sean O'Malley in just a matter of 2-3 years.
Yes.
Because that's all he's got to work on. We know his ground game's there. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's...
Yeah, and if you got a little stronger in the clinch, that just opens up so many more ways to get the takedown, opens up so many doors and opportunities. Yeah. And so, put a little muscle on, get a little better in the clinch, get a little better in your striking.
Yeah, I'm definitely still behind. Yeah, I'm still behind Chase Hooper. I mean, he got outclassed on the feet, but he's going to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
He's a good prospect.
Yeah, and he's taking it very well. He's not going silent on social media. He's saying, it is what it is essentially.
Yeah, it's a fight game, dude. You're gonna
win
lose
some and you're gonna lose some unless you're fucking a freak of nature like Khabib or something like that. Even Amanda Nunes, the GOAT, has taken some L's, so it happens. So I took Chase Hooper first round TKO. Obviously, I was dead fucking wrong. That was all Caceres all night.
Yes, it was. I had first round sub Hooper, so no points either.
Yeah, we tried. We were on the hype train. We tried.
All right, let's jump into this one.
Sugar Sean O'Malley. I should have wore the Sugar Sean shirt.
Yeah,
it's
I can't believe you didn't.
It's clean, too.
Well, it's clean, and not only that, but isn't that your tie-dye one?
Yeah.
Which would go, it's a perfect theme with his hair.
Yeah, but the only thing it does fuck up is it fucks up the green screen. Because I noticed that on our fight companion. It just turned gray. I was like, that's not a gray shirt.
That's weird.
Yeah, but that was funny. But Sugar Sean, oh my God. Oh my God.
And he's just so cool, calm, and collected.
Did he even celebrate, it seemed like?
No, it was a walk-off.
He walks off and he walked up to him, did a little praying hands, It
was so funny, though, because he throws it, knocks him out, and then he's walking away, and Herb pushes him anyway.
Pushes him anyway. He's like, no, back up.
But, I mean, come on, man. Eddie Wineland, one of the first, if not the first, I think he was the first WEC champ.
Yeah, one of them.
I mean, goodness gracious, to be able to put a guy out like that, like you can't put out, you don't put out Eddie Wineland like that.
No, nobody does.
No. And Sean O'Malley put him out in the first round, too. It was a hell of a knockout.
And it wasn't so much, like Cody Garbrandt, like if we're going to break down the different technique, Cody Garbrandt's more power. Yes. Yeah, he's precision and he's speed and accuracy as well. But I mean, I feel like Sugar's less power, more speed, accuracy, precision. It was the perfectly placed right hand.
It was.
Perfectly placed. In the way
he's beautiful.
He sent it up like an uppercut and tricked him. Mm-hmm. And he threw his hands down to protect the uppercut, then over the top.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like you said, beautiful. It was perfect technique. He was so technical. He was so tight. He even took some shots. He took a couple shots from Eddie. They were pretty freaking clean and on the chin, too. He didn't even get touched in that Tequenones or Quiznon, I can't remember the guy's name. Teko's fight. Yeah. He didn't last that long.
No.
He didn't even get hit in that fight. This time, got tested on the chin a little, got hit with a few counter shots, but really, it was pretty dominant.
Still undefeated. 12-0. Was talking a lot after this interview, saying that he believes he's the greatest striker, not just in the bantamweight division.
Yeah, in the UFC.
In the entire UFC. Well, that is some confidence.
He's confident. And, if you get knockouts like that, okay,
but you know what?
Then we'll have to believe you one day. Well, exactly. We'll see.
And whose blueprint is he stealing from?
Conor McGregor. Conor could the one punch knockout. Yep. That was essentially his a one punch knockout.
What he's doing is calling his shots, and if he does call even a few of them, he's gonna start getting recognized. I mean, worldwide. It's gonna be like that superstar again. Mm-hmm. He's on the right trajectory. He's doing the right things. He's smart. He's calculated.
He's very smart.
He is.
He's very calculated.
He's a good guy too.
Not just in the fighting room, like not in the octagon. He's calculated in the octagon, but he's so calculated on social media, the way he brands himself.
Wasn't he the fighter too that won a tournament on Twitch and then donated the money to charity?
He won $30,000 on Twitch during his 2-year layoff, might I add.
Right.
So he was already hurting on cash. Yeah. Only had a couple sponsors that were really helping him get through that time. And he still donated it all to a kid's charity.
Man.
Yeah, so
that's so cool.
He's just a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah. And those are the kind of people you want to see superstars. Mm-hmm. Like a guy like Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Yes.
Like you want to see that because he's a good He's a good guy. He's a hell of a fighter. And you know he's going to be a star one day. If he keeps this up,
yes,
even with a couple losses,
fuck,
man,
I think he's already
gonna
there.
Be a star.
He's a star already. It's just whether he can get to that pay-per-view superstar. Can he get 700,000 buys?
Right.
Can he bring that in? We kind of don't really know. We already know what Amanda Nunes does for numbers.
Yes.
So we know what she does for numbers. Maybe this card got spiked by the Sugar Show. You never know. It felt like it was the Sugar Show. Welcome to it, because you were fucking part of it last night.
Well, and that's the thing, too. His social media, his Twitch, all of that, it brings so much more value to who you are as like a moneymaker, you know? And with a guy like Sugar Sean O'Malley, he could do the Logan Paul thing where it's like, oh, Logan Paul puts on his own fighting. I mean, he wouldn't do that, but he would bring that same audience that Logan Paul could one day, like with his social media influence. Like we might see a spike, as you were saying. It's definitely the case. So let's talk about this. Moving forward, does Sugar Sean O'Malley deserve a top 15 opponent?
Yes, absolutely, 100,000%.
And I agree with that.
You know, if it depends on who you want to match him up with. You know, you have so many options. Him and Marlon Vera were already supposed to fight. Who just beat Marlon Vera? Song Yadong, who's 14. So you could do Song Yadong. You could do, why not? Dominick Cruz is 11. Wouldn't that be crazy? Sugar Sean O'Malley and Dominick Cruz? What the fuck?
But I got to say, if Sugar Sean won that fight, superstar.
Oh my God, that's main event.
Yeah.
You do so
well,
Sugar
it's a main
Sean
event fight night.
Yeah, fight night, yes. Not pay-per-view. Not pay-per-view.
No.
So, that's what Sugar's saying. He says he wants his next fight to be a main event.
He wants to go back to he wants to talk to Sean Shelby and them and renegotiate his contract.
The only fight in the tops, like the bottom 6 of the top 15 that's going to be a main event is Dominick Cruz.
Yeah.
Or well, he's going to move up because we're going to talk about his fight next, a Cody Garbrandt, but he's definitely not going to be in the he's going to be top 5 after that performance. So
Cody?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
So, you know, the Cody fight's
and
probably
he's a
not
former
happening.
Champ,
Yeah,
you know?
but
sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, anybody in that 11, 10 to 15, like, he could fight any of those guys.
Yeah.
And it would be deserving. Dominick Cruz, I didn't even know he was that low.
Well, yeah, man. I mean,
that's the matchup. That's the fight, I think.
I think so.
Dominick Cruz, Sugar Sean.
Are you testing him too fast, too soon? You don't want to lose hype on your...
It's one of those generational fights. The new up-and-coming new toy versus the old goat.
Yeah, but why not throw him a guy like John Dodson?
Yeah, you could,
you know,
too.
I think John's coming off a win.
But
John Dodson's a decent name. He knows, you know.
Yeah, but what's going to be a main event? If it's a main event, what's going to be a main event? It's only Dominick Cruz. Yeah. It's got to be.
But John Dodson has headlined a few times.
He's a big name, yes, but if it's him and Sugar Sean, I could see that.
I don't want to throw him to Dominick Cruz. That's another level.
It's a whole nother, dude. It's the biggest test of his entire career, his entire life.
And I'm not saying O'Malley couldn't do it because the way he looks phenomenal. But I haven't seen enough. I haven't seen enough fights, man, to really know that. To really, really know that if he could, because if I was a businessman, I don't want to look at this kid and just brick wall his hype. Because you know you have a star in the making.
Well, he's 12-0. How many fights? He's had 4 or 5 fights in the UFC now.
Yeah,
won every one. Cody Garbrandt was 10-0 when he got the title shot. How many fights did he have in the UFC? 3 or 4 or 5. So, but he was fighting top 15 opponents after his first couple fights. So there's a big difference. Sugar Sean has not been tested like that.
Yeah, but I mean, think about like Dominick Cruz was the guy Cody Garbrandt beat for the belt.
For the belt.
You're going to throw a former champ. You're going to
against a young guy.
Yeah, against a young guy like who's not even in the top 15.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the smartest business.
And let's be real. Dominick Cruz is only going to take a top 5 matchup.
Right.
That's all he's going to. He's not going to want to take a Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Of course not, because it does nothing for him in the ranks after taking that title shot.
Yeah.
You know, and losing. So like, I think if you're going to do anything, you can give him like a Jimmy Rivera or something. I'm not talking about Cruz here.
Oh, Jimmy Rivera.
I think Cruz versus Jimmy Rivera would be good. And you know what? Pedro Munoz is a
Cruz. Okay.
No, no, I don't want to see Sugar Sean.
Jimmy Rivera fucked Sugar Sean up. I feel like.
Well, he's just so powerful.
That's a bad matchup.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Jimmy's was on a little bit of a skid, but still, dude, that's a
fucking motherfucker right there. He's
not want to mess with him.
Jacked. He's so short, but I don't know, dude. Sugar's looks next level, especially with his distance control. 25-foot octagon. We didn't even talk about that. It was the smaller octagon for the Apex, just like last week. So it was very hard. It seemed like it's harder for fighters to move in that octagon. That 5 feet doesn't seem like a lot,
but it's a lot. Oh,
it's a lot. There's way less room to move, and they're instantly going side to side way quicker. You know, Cory Sandhagen was talking about that in the embedded, and Sugar looked very quick.
Yes, he did.
Very quick, even in the small octagons. So, I don't know. There's a lot of matchups that in that whole division you could do that's just very, very intriguing for OMalley. And I can't believe I didn't take him first round knockout. I was thinking about it. I really wanted to, but I was like, man, I just don't know about this one. Because Eddie's
Eddie's
legit.
We talked about before, it's a big test, man.
Yeah.
It was a big test, and he passed. With
passed.
Flying colors.
Yes.
No pun intended.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, give him anybody. I have no idea who. I just can't wait to see his next fight. Hopefully it's sooner than later. I mean, he's staying pretty active. He only fought a couple months ago.
Yep.
So,
and he's a guy who will.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy who will. He's a guy like Izzy who just goes out and is on the grind all the time.
Yeah, and it's easy for him now because did he take any damage? He's hurt. He looked at his shin. He goes, "Oh, I got to bruise my shin."
Yeah,
that's about it.
But
he didn't take any
4
damage.
to 6 months, he'll probably fight again.
Oh, sooner, maybe sooner. Shit, if he wants to stay active, he could fight in 2-3 months.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, it was.
He did get the
50.
He did get the 50K though. He got that bonus, so maybe that'll.
50K for what?
For I don't know if it performance of the night.
Oh, performance. Okay, because I was going to say,
well, there was a bunch
how do you not give that knockout of the night to Cody Garbrandt?
Well, I don't know because so supposedly the performance of the nights were Cody Garbrandt, Sugar Sean, and who else was it? It was another bantamweight.
And please tell me Aljamain Sterling got.
It was Aljamain Sterling, yeah. Aljamain Sterling, Cody Garbrandt, and Sugar Sean all got bonuses,
okay,
and I think Amanda Nunes got a bonus too.
Yeah, so Sugar Sean OMalley probably got performance of the night. Cody Garbrandt probably got knockout of the night, and Aljamain got sub of the night.
Yeah.
And then, you got to give your champ a bonus just for being the GOAT.
The freak, yeah. Yep, makes sense. So I took OMalley, unanimous decision, fucked up. Should have went that first round knockout. Should have went with my gut, but I was doubting myself and the hype train, so. But oh my God, I will never do it again. Yeah. It doesn't matter who you throw him up against. You throw him up against fucking Aljamain Sterling, I'll be like, all right, Sugar Sean OMalley, first round knockout. I'm just joking, but you know.
It's like that Francis Ngannou effect.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I want to see his jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Mm-hmm. I want to see him tested on the ground because
hasn't got there yet.
It hasn't gotten there yet. It just doesn't matter. It's like, all right.
I don't know if it will for a little while too, unless they match him up with someone, who just wants to take him down.
Mm-hmm.
But, for me, I picked Sean OMalley second round. TKO.
Yeah,
so
it's 2 points for you. Yep.
All righty.
Next
Moving
fight.
on to the welterweight fight. Neil Magny versus Anthony Rocco Martin.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Neil Magny looked great.
Who did you think won that first round? It was a little back and forth, but I thought Rocco Martin might have skidded out there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember
just the way because
round per round, but
it was just mainly I gave it to him just because the way he controlled it. This was a fight I actually had to watch today. I didn't get to watch it last night. So the way he controlled him in the first, he pushed him up against the fence, didn't get a takedown or anything, but he was controlling the action. But fuck, Neil was finding really, really clean ways to land his punches and kicks, body kicks.
Those
he's got
leg
very
kicks
good hands.
too. Yeah.
Yes, he's got very, very good hands. Yeah. I used to think Neil Magny was a ground fighter, but oh my God, it seems like his striking is so fucking good. If you're going to piece up Rocco Martin, like, that's a very impressive thing to do.
Well, and he after taking that time off, man, he looks fantastic coming back.
Yes, absolutely
a new
fantastic.
and improved Neil Magny.
Yes.
So it looks great at welterweight.
Yeah, and pretty much dominated the second and third.
Yep.
Like, there was no, who won that round? Like, oh, no, it was obvious.
Yep.
Very obvious. The third, way more so. The third, Rocco Martin just seemed gassed. But he's so fucking tough. He's just one of these guys you just can't put away, even if they do gas. So credit to him for being so goddamn tough because Neil was putting it on.
Come on, we gotta give Neil a top 15 guy after this.
He has to. I thought he was going to get one after that last fight.
Yeah. So that's the real question now: is who do we give him?
Man, there's so many. I mean, he called out Michael Chiesa, and Chiesa.
And I love that fight.
Yeah, that's a great fight.
Yeah.
Chiesa was saying that he wanted to fight Neil Magny like before he ever got ranked, before he ever came back. Fight never happened. That was a great matchup, but now I don't see Chiesa taking that fight. That's a dangerous fight.
It's a dangerous fight for a guy who's unranked.
Yes.
I mean, technically unranked. Should be ranked.
He should be ranked. He's top 15 for sure. Yeah. But you know who hasn't fought in a long time? Robbie motherfucking Lawler.
Yes, and that would be the perfect fight.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Robbie's going to need a fight.
I was going to say Jeff Neal, but no thank you.
Oh,
I don't know if anyone wants to take that.
Jeff Neal is just sitting in the background going, anybody want these motherfucking hands
and everyone's
of steel?
like, yeah, let's move on to the next opponent.
No one wants that. No one wants that. No one's touching that.
And understandably, that guy is scary.
Scary power. The way he put away Mike Perry. Oh my fucking God.
And people don't do that to Mike Perry. Mike Perry goes to war.
Never.
Like, say what you will about Mike Perry, and, you know, he's
savage.
Mike Perry.
Savages.
Gosh. Yeah.
Savages. But I don't know, man. There's so many great matchups for Neal. And he matches up very well with, I feel like, the entire top 15. Yeah, he does. Anthony Pettis, Luque.
Yeah, what about Luque coming off that loss? But he's top 15?
Luque didn't lose. Luque beat the shit out of...
oh, that's right.
Luque beat the shit out of Nico Price. I mean...
I was thinking of his last fight against Wonderboy.
Wonderboy. He did get fucked up by Wonderboy, but I believe he was top 10 and then. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, he's still top 15. He's a fucking freak.
Well, Pettis just fought. But I doubt Pettis takes that fight with Cal. You know, after coming off that fight with Cowboy, I doubt he'd win a Neal Magny.
Yep. Yeah. So that's a dangerous fight. I don't see a lot of these guys. So RDA isn't even going to be ranked anymore. He's going back down to 155 with MMA news.
And really, this is top 14. Didn't Conor retire?
No, we'll get
Pull it
into
off.
that.
We'll get into that later. But he's top 15 right now. Get him off there and put Neal Magny there at 15.
Honestly,
you got your top 15.
Honestly, I like that Chiesa fight.
Yeah,
I don't see anybody above Chiesa really wanting to take that fight other than maybe a Wonder Boy.
What about Rafael Dos Anjos?
It's like I said, RDA is going to 155, he said.
Oh, he's going back down?
Yeah. Like, dude, don't cut the weight. And 155 is way more stacked than 170 is. So it's like, dude, it's just too good. It's just too good. Don't cut the weight. Wait for 165. You got 7 more years.
Yeah.
He's going to wait that long. Oh, God. 7 more years and Dana will be gone. And then we might finally get 165. We can only pray. We'll see. But I don't know, dude. There's so many great matchups. I feel like he's already fought half the fucking top 15.
Yeah, he has.
So, I mean,
but he's on the come up. He needs someone. He needs a guy in the top 15. He's had 2 impressive wins. You got to give him someone.
Yeah, once again, that Robbie Lawler fight is just screaming at me.
I like it. I love it.
I think that's the fight.
I want some more of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the fight because Robbie needs to fight an unranked guy.
Yeah.
He needs to get a win. And what a great matchup that is. But that's a dangerous unranked fight.
Of course
That's a very dangerous unranked fight. Like, you'd almost rather see Rocky fight a guy like a Rocco Martin or someone like that, you know? But, I mean, did I say Rocky?
Yeah,
Robbie.
I know.
Robbie's going to fight Rocco Martin. Yeah, you guys get it.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah, you guys get it. Okay, either way.
We got to jump into this, though, because so many implications for the bantamweight division.
Picks. We didn't do our picks.
Oh,
real quick. I took Magny, second round sub. Obviously, I was wrong, but I did get that 1 point because I picked Magny.
And I had Magny decision.
Yep, 3 points. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks, dude. I don't win too often, hardly ever, if ever. So this was nice to get this win. I'd like to thank my family. Thank God.
Yeah.
All the people who've ever supported me.
Mm-hmm. It's all led up to this.
It has.
This is his apex. This is the pinnacle.
And just to let you know, I'm still like 30 points behind, but I'm still giving a shout out to all my loved ones.
You're catching up. You're catching up. You're getting there.
All right. So the bantamweight division, Aljamain Funk Master Sterling versus Cory Sandhagen. Wow. What a performance. Aljamain Sterling came, and I've been saying it, dude. I've been such a big Aljamain Sterling fan for years. Mm-hmm. And the performance alone, incredible. He went out there and subbed a super tough Cory Sandhagen.
He made Cory Sandhagen not look like Cory Sandhagen.
Right.
He made Cory Sandhagen look like a fucking, like an Alex Caceres. Yeah. Like he did, dude. Like what? That dominant? That fast? Oh my God. I was shocked.
I know.
I was shocked.
And Cory's coming off 5 straight wins. Aljamain was coming off 4 straight. It was a perfect matchup, you know, considering the situation that we're in with the vacant belt. But man, if this doesn't scream, oh, I'm the next title contender, I don't know what does. And Dana in the post fight said that Aljamain Sterling is next in line for that vacant belt.
Yep, he
after
will.
That fight.
Yep, he will fight the winner of Jose Aldo and Petr Yan.
Please keep your word on that, Dana, which he normally does. If he comes out and says something like that, He always sticks to his word on it. So I don't really have a problem with that. But, man, I cannot wait for that fight. Who do you think he's going to fight? Who do you think wins that fight? Petr Yan versus Jose Aldo.
Yan. I think Yan wins that fight, and then we get the fight everyone fucking wanted in the first place, Sterling versus Yan. Yep. So that was such a dominant win, and to do it against a guy like Sandhagen, like that is a big enough win. He should just get the fuck off, Jose. Go fight Cody Garbrandt or someone else. We're doing Sterling versus Yan right off the back. It should be that way. That's the fight that should have been made the first time. But no, Aljo looked pissed off, and fuck, man, he was aggressive right off the bat.
He looked fantastic.
Right so strong in the clinch.
Here's the thing, though. You got to honor contracts, and they've already got that Petr Yan versus Jose Aldo. As much as I disagree with it, again, like, I don't know. I do know why, because Jose Aldo's a big name, and it makes sense. You're trying to promote it.
They're trying to get pay-per-view money because they're not selling tickets. Right. So, yeah,
I get it. But at the same time, Aljamain Sterling, no matter what, has to be the next guy. Has to.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
But, man, pretty cool. His coaches weren't in his corner. Aljamain, or not Aljamain.
Sarah wasn't there.
Sarah wasn't there either.
Neither was Marab.
He only had Al Quinta in his corner.
I didn't know who the other guys were.
Raging Al was there.
I know Raging Al, but I didn't know who the other guys were.
No. A couple young guys coming in to coach him, but he almost didn't need any coaching.
No, he didn't need nothing.
Such a dominant
You didn't have to tell him nothing. That must have been the game plan right off the bat, is to fucking submit him that fast.
And the way he set up that rear naked, because he didn't have it under the chin initially.
Yes. Dude, when he stretched him out, fucking, and then
got right
got
under
it
the
in.
chin, man. It was beautiful. It looked so good.
Beautiful. Cory tried so hard to get out of it and waited a little too long to tap, and he paid for it there. Still went out. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Crazy. He made a freak Cory Sandhagen on the ground look like a white belt. It looked like a black belt rolling with a blue belt, honestly. That was some savagery by Aljamain. Oh my God. He's just the best. He's the best jiu-jitsu guy in the bantamweight division. Easy as that. Easy as that. That proved it to me. He's the best jiu-jitsu guy in the division. He's the scariest guy in the division. He is the new #1 contender.
Oh yeah.
Fuck off, Marlon Moraes. You're lost your spot, my guy. I'm sorry. Go win a fight. I guess he did.
Yeah,
I guess he beat Jose Aldo.
And that's kind of the shitty thing. I feel like Marlon Moraes is getting left out in this whole conversation.
Yes.
I understand. I get it. You know, the whole Jose Aldo thing. But, man, you got to feel like shit if you're Marlon right now. You got to be like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah, because he already beat everybody.
Everyone. He even beat Aljamain Sterling.
Yes.
That was Aljamain's last loss. And now you got a guy that you beat getting a title shot over you. But at the same time, Aljamain Sterling deserves it. Mm-hmm. And that's so weird to say because Marlon technically won, but I think everyone knows that he kind of didn't win that fight.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. But let's talk about where we see Cory Sandhagen go from here.
Man, he's got to fight someone big still. I mean, yeah, he got finished quickly, but just because of that, like I don't see him dropping down too far. I still think he's top 5. You know, maybe he goes number 6. I do think because of the Jose Aldo fight's going to be made, they're going to try and bump him up as much as possible. So it would not shock me because Asuncao also lost. We'll get into that. It would not shock me if it goes Jose Aldo goes to 4 and then Cory Sandhagen's 5. Mm-hmm. So I still think he's top 5.
I'd like to see him fight a guy like Pedro.
I would love to see that fight. Him or Jimmy Rivera. Yep. You could do Cody Garbrandt. There's so many great fights. Fucking do the fight they were going to make anyways.
Why not
Dominick Cruz. They were going to make that fight anyways.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the fight to make. And then Dominick Cruz got the title shot because Jose Aldo did drop out because of the coronavirus bullshit.
Side note, I would love to see this. 2 former champions, Cody Garbrandt coming off that huge knockout against, we'll talk about it later. Gosh darn it. But Marlon Moraes. Mm-hmm. Man, that'd be a hell of a fight.
That was the fight I wanted to talk about too. And it was, we'll get into it.
So let's just jump into it because I think we're pretty much done talking about
might as well.
Sandhagen's going to go.
Might as well. Yeah, but you took Aljo, unanimous decision, so that's a point for you. I did not take him. I thought Sandhagen was going to find a way to be better on the ground, and oh boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
I was way wrong.
Aljamain, dude.
He looks strong, dude. He just looks so good, so good. I can't wait for that fight. Yeah, but unfortunately, with Jose Aldo's a motherfucker, tough motherfucker. He might have to wait a little while for that fight. He really will because I bet you that Yan Aldo fight's a war.
Oh, for
sure. It's probably going to be a 5-round war. So, the winner of that fight might take some time off. So, hopefully he doesn't have to wait too long, but I feel like he's going to wait.
But there is a blueprint to beat Jose Aldo. You let him gas, you know. You let him gas out. And I think Petr Yan's a very smart fighter. I think you'll get that I think he'll get that done.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's talk about the co-main event of the evening. Rafael Assunção versus Cody Garbrandt. Whoa.
Oh, my goodness. So I'm going to be 100% honest with you real quick. I thought this fight was fucking boring.
Really?
Dude, I don't know if I was drunk because I was drinking beers all night, but like this was the first fight I watched live.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, fuck, it's 8:30. The main event's probably on. And then I changed it, and they were walking out for this fight. I was like, oh, sweet. I get to watch this fight, too. And Cody he looked like his old self. He kind of looked like he was back. The technical fucking dude that fucked Dominick Cruz up. Maybe it wasn't as good as that performance, but oh my God. When he landed that right hand at the end of the second, I was pretty...
And he set that thing up, too. Yeah. He was patient. And we haven't seen him be patient.
That's why I was bored. Yeah. It's because I was expecting him just to get in a firefight already.
You can't.
No.
You can't.
No.
He learned his lesson against Pedro Munoz when he got KO. And TJ twice.
Yes.
But Cody looks like a brand new fighter. He looks like a smart and calculated fighter. It might, like for me, I thought the fight was entertaining, but it might not be as entertaining as he once was, but he will get the job done. He sets up his shots and just with the power that he has at bantamweight division, I don't want to see him drop down to flyweight. And he said in the post-fight interview he wasn't going to until he gets a couple more wins. He said bantamweight is his division, and then he'll see later. But man, when he is cool, calm, and calculated, he's a scary fighter.
Super scary. So scary. The power was unreal. So maybe I think Assunção was playing into that boredom because he was being extremely timid and very technical himself. I mean, it was a good fight. They were both landing stuff. I was just waiting for Cody just to unleash. Because that's what he did in those last three fights. So I was kind of what I was expecting, but he was being so timid, so technical. They kind of played into each other. And then, oh my goodness, the way he landed that right hand, right at the buzzer too, perfectly timed.
Yep.
And what he did was he just ducked, grabbed the cage, and then threw the fucking wild right, and it just landed beautifully on the chin. It was crazy.
There was so much power.
He killed him.
Well, I mean, gosh, I don't know what the medical staff was doing with the Assunção, just trying to get him on the stool.
Oh, I know, and he couldn't stand.
Let him lay down. I mean, he was falling off the stool. Just let the man lay down for a minute.
So MMA news, apparently he did die in the hospital, and Cody Garbrandt's been arrested for first-degree murder from that knockout last night.
Obviously, fake news, just joking,
news.
Sarcasm.
No, Cody, fuck, man. I feel like he could murder someone with those hands, dude. Those hands need to be registered as weapons.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. If they haven't already.
Jesus,
but gosh, man, he's back, and I'm glad for it, dude. I like Cody. I like Cody Garbrandt. I've said that before, but the biggest question now is where does he go? He was a former champion at 25 years old, and I love the interview that he said. You know, he said he got kind of sidetracked, he got burned out, said the focus wasn't there, but he said, you know, he took and smart on Cody, took some time off, a little over a year, really focused in. He reset his life is what he said, basically, and said, like, made new goals and stuff. Because at 25 years old, you win the belt. That's a very young age. Like, if you don't have all your priorities and goals straight, he goes, that was my goal for 10 years. He goes, was to be the champ. And then when I was a champ, you know, it was just hard to kind of figure out the new goals. But now he says he's back, motivated. And I got to say, he looked fantastic. I'd like to see him, as I said before, I'd like to see him fight Marlon Moraes because that's the only guy who doesn't have a fight right now.
That's a great fight. That's the fight that I wanted to talk about too. And I think that's the only fight because, you know, he just beat the number 5.
Yeah.
So he's going to move up. I don't know if he's going to be top 5. Like I said, I think Cory's probably going to be 5, Jose maybe 4. You know, like he could be 6. He could definitely be 6.
Yeah.
You know, he might not jump Pedro. Who knows? Maybe Pedro moves up to 6. And it's just... How far does Rafael Assunção fall? This is 3 losses in a row now.
It is.
But 3 losses to, well, savages, you know? 1 title contender and a former champion.
Right.
So he can't fall too far. He's still a top guy.
He is, I'd say, still in the top 10. I'd probably drop him down to where Cody is at 9. And Cody's got to move up, man.
He's got to move 6 or 7.
Cory Sandhagen drops down to probably 6 or 7. No, I got Cody at top 5.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. With that knockout, yes, for sure. Which will justify the UFC in hooking up Marlon Moraes versus Cody Garbrandt, because you got that Aljamain Sterling sitting in the corners.
Yeah, then you just tell him, hey, this is like number one contender
Yep.
for after that fight. So, yeah, why not?
You can give a Cory Sandhagen, a guy, as we said before, like Pedro Munoz. You got the whole division right
Or
there.
Jimmy Rivera.
Or Jimmy
Dominick
Rivera.
Cruz.
Yep.
Cody, John Dodson. There's so many matchups. Fuck it. Cory Sandhagen, Sugar Sean O'Malley. Make it UFC.
No, don't do that. Do not do that. Do not listen to this man right here.
That's the test, though. That's where we get to see his jiu-jitsu. I want to fucking see his jiu-jitsu.
No, give
I wanna
Sugar
see
Sean
Sugar
O'Malley
Sean's
one or two
jiu-jitsu
more
so
fights
bad.
before you give him a guy like Cory, dude.
Yeah, that's way too much of a test.
Way too early too.
Yeah, but that'd be awesome.
Not saying Sugar couldn't win, but you could just build up the brand. Build the brand.
Yeah, well,
Get some
congratulations.
more hype around you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Congratulations to Cody.
Yeah, he is back, and division's wide open right now.
Yes, it is.
And a lot of people are saying 135 is the most stacked division in UFC.
It's getting there.
It's
getting there.
there. I think it's right behind 155.
Yep.
If it's not 135, it's 155.
Absolutely.
They're neck and neck. They're fucking so stacked right now. All these divisions are looking good.
Yep.
So can't wait for the future. I took Sun Sal in that fight. I was absolutely wrong. You took Cody by decision. Cody. So yeah, that's a point for you. Congratulations, great pick.
Thank you.
It's hard to go out on a pick for a guy like that, especially when they're getting in firefights and getting knocked out.
Yeah, but as I said in the other podcast, the preview show, I had a feeling Cody, when I saw that he had taken that time off, about 13, 14 months, and I was listening to some of his interviews saying that he's refocused, I go, he's not just going to say that. I really thought he was going to be more measured and calm in there, and he definitely was. To a point where, like you said, you were a little bit bored with it, you know. But I think in order for him to, if he continues on that game plan and doesn't get see red and just want to kill the opponent in front of him, he's a dangerous fighter.
Yeah,
he is champ material
for sure.
Well, and it was at 25. I mean, I love going back and watching that Dominick Cruz fight.
Oh, it's so good.
It's crazy.
It's so good.
Cody looked phenomenal. He looked like an airbender, dude. Just
he did.
Just dodging. I'm like, is this Neo in the Matrix? Like, what the hell? It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, congrats to him. So let's move on, man.
All
Main
right,
event.
Yeah.
Amanda Nunes, Felicia Spencer.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm a fucking genius because I called that shit. I knew Felicia Spencer was not going to win, so you can call me Mystic Mac because I motherfucking predict these things.
Normal.
I predict these things.
Here we go.
It's normal to predict these things.
It honestly is with Amanda. It's normal. That's what you're going to expect.
Anyone who seriously brags about picking Amanda Nunes in this fight, like, please leave and never come back.
I'm so smart, dude.
You know what you are?
I'm a fucking target.
Yeah, it's very true. But oh my God.
Wow.
Was it what I was expecting? Yes.
Yeah.
Not on the ground, though. I was expecting Felicia to give a little bit more of a fight, but you know what they say is you punch a black belt in the face enough times, he turns into a brown belt. You punch a brown belt in the face enough times, eventually he's going to be a fucking white belt. And that's might have what happened, man. She just had no chance on the feet. No chance. For 5 rounds, domination. And when she got every takedown attempt, I feel like, you saw it in the first round, the strength difference.
Yeah.
When she got that hip toss, that judo toss.
Oh my God. It was beautiful.
Beautiful.
I didn't even freak out as much with the 2 knockouts, which were awesome knockouts that night. I freaked about that toss. I was like, wow, that was beautiful.
Because it was perfect technique and it was so powerful.
Beautiful. Oh, and you could just tell. You could tell the physicality of Amanda Nunes. Wow. Yeah. But again, we can talk about the GOAT in women's MMA and in talks for pound greatest fighter of all time. I mean, she broke history. She's the first fighter to hold 2 belts and defend both belts simultaneously.
Regardless of gender. Wow. Double champ, GOAT status. This elevated her to another level. Competition wise, I would say it wasn't her best matchup. But it did elevate her to that next level in the history books.
But here's the thing. That's not her fault.
No.
There is just such a gap in competition.
And skill. The skill gap is unreal when it comes to women's MMA at the top.
Well, it's just like
with Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, it's Amanda.
It's Amanda.
Like she is so damn impressive. It just blows me away. It really does. You know what made me so happy, Tabor? I really thought, and I was going to have to like cry and everything. And gonna have to be all emotional because I was figuring Amanda Nunes was gonna retire. No, it was the opposite. She was like, "Yeah, I love this. Can't wait for my next fight." And I was like,
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck does she fight though?
Who cares?
Like anybody.
I'm
throw
paying
her
for
in
it.
there with a dude. Why not?
Dude, I am paying for it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter because this is GOAT. This is GOAT status. She is pound for pound one of the greatest fighters to ever walk the earth. It's the same things with John Jones. I will pay no matter what because I love to watch greatness. Amanda Nunes is the definition of greatness. Like, I think she's a star. And as you just said, there is no one who will compete with her for years to come. Why not rake in that cash? Why not continue to be the best? Why not solidify your name in history forever? That's what Amanda Nunes is doing, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's
It's phenomenal.
Keep racking up the fucking gems on the Power Ranger belt, you know, them freaking Infinity Stones. So, dude, I don't know if there's anybody that can compete with her.
That's what, yeah. I mean,
Anybody. Nobody at 135 or 45. She's just going to be fucking dominant until the day she goes, you know what? It just doesn't
I'm good.
interest me anymore. Yeah.
I'm good.
She's just going to keep cashing them checks. And her wife doesn't have to fight no more.
No, she doesn't. No. I think they just had their baby, too.
No, she's still pregnant.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, I saw her on the embedded. I think she's only like 7 months pregnant or something like that.
She did
6
not
months
look pregnant there because she was there.
Oh, yeah, she's pregnant, trust me.
Wow.
She's got a bump. But, yeah, just crazy, dude. I just don't even know who the fuck she even fights next. I guess maybe 145. Fuck it. But who? Megan Anderson?
Called her out on Twitter. But Megan, you are not ready for that.
No,
You're
gonna
not
get
ready for
fucked up, girl.
She's going to take you down and brutalize you.
Yes.
It's not going to be a fun night for you. I get it. It's your job. You want to call it out, and you have every right. And that's the thing, too. Like, I know there's a huge skill gap, but Megan Anderson has every right to get in there and give it a shot.
Mm-hmm. And it's an interesting matchup in the sense of Amanda Nunes has never fought a fighter with that kind of size and length. Yeah. She's got a huge reach advantage.
The closest would be Holly Holmes.
Yes, well, but that's like, yes, Holly Holmes did beat Megan, which was a pretty close fight. Good fight. But Megan's she's so big, tall, lengthy.
It could be
very
a challenge.
strong.
Yeah.
And very strong. So it'd be a slight challenge, but it's just there are levels to this.
There are absolute levels, and I do not see Megan. I don't see anyone here. We're looking at the top 15. I don't see anyone that.
There's not even 15 fighters in featherweight division. No, so, but bantamweight, like there's nobody I want to see. Irene Aldana, maybe because Catlin Vieira was the number 1 contender or number 2 contender, and she did knock her out. I don't want to see Aspen Ladd fight Amanda.
No,
like that's not the fight to make.
Nope.
Irene Aldana, you could do. I guess if you need a fight for Amanda, you do Irene Aldana versus Aspen Ladd, maybe for number 1 contender,
right?
Just because like Holly Holm ain't gonna do it.
Nope.
We don't want to see that fight. We already saw it, and in the first round, we already knew that what happened. Jermaine Durandamine, she got dominated.
Correct.
For 5 rounds, so that's not happening. Raquel got fucked up. That's not happening. Catlin Vieira, she was hopefully going to be
Sarah
the person.
McMahon before.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
It's crazy.
She's going to be in limbo for a bit. Yep. But it's fine for her. Yeah. Make $500,000, get some pay-per-view boost, maybe even get a little pay-per-view boost with Sugar Sean, having all these crazy dudes on the card. Fuck, man. She's just going to be a champ forever. I mean, people asked, what are you going to do? Is Valentina Shevchenko going to fight her for a 3rd time? Dana White's like, I don't think so, man. Like that's just not a fight I want to make.
They're different. I mean, yes, they have fought twice before. The second fight a lot closer.
I thought she won that fight. Like that's how close it was. But going back and watching it, it could go either way. Right. So.
And the thing is, with Valentina, she's one of those girls who is so dominant in the flyweight division. You got to give her that division. That's her division. She doesn't need to move up to bantamweight. If anything, she can drop down or meet Zhang Wei Li.
At 125?
At 125 and have a super fight. I'd love to see that.
That's what Dana White said. He said he would rather just get Zhang Wei Li a few more title defenses and then do that fight with Valentina. I mean, I'm just not as interested in that fight as much as I was.
Really?
Just because of the way the JoJo fight, the Joanna Jędrzejczyk fight
but we're not saying do that fight right away.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Let's get that rematch first and then do that fight.
Yeah, but I just don't know. I mean, Zhang, I was saying she was a huge 115er. She's not. She's not the biggest 150er. She's super jacked. I'll give her that for the division.
Right,
She's fucking, what's that chick's name just fought? I'm brain farting her name. Gladi Gedalia. Sorry, I cannot
right.
believe
Yep.
I even forgot her name. It's disrespectful on my part.
Well, there's hundreds of fighters. It's really hard not to remember.
I'm just
them all.
saying, just because she's so hot, but
Not for her skill set or anything?
No, just 'cause of her
okay.
looks.
Well, you are a pig, Taylor. A pig.
yes, I am. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Valentine. So Zhang,
You bring up Claudia Gadelia, and then your
I just
mind goes
instantly
blank.
go somewhere else. Yeah, so Zhang, she's big, she's jacked for this division, but she's not very tall. So I feel like she's really going to be at a disadvantage in that Valentina fight. Plus, Valentina is just fucking so good. The way she pieced up JJ, and then the way JJ was so competitive in the Zhang. I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying I won't buy that fight if it main evented a pay-per-view, because I definitely would. It'd be a great, fantastic fight. But I'm just saying I am not on the Zhang hype train the way I was a few months ago.
Wow.
I am in the 115. Don't get me wrong. 115 division, I think that might be her division. Her real big test will be this Rose Namajunas fight. If Rose Namajunas gets that title shot, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, give her a couple defenses, and I'm in for the Valentina fight. But I mean, Amanda Nunes, I guess that's who we're really even talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I just keep saying that. I don't know.
I think we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
The dominant champ, the
She's
most
so
dominant
good.
women's champ of all time.
She's so good.
The GOAT has to be in talks for pound greatest fighter of all time.
Yeah.
Has to.
Yeah. What does Felicia do? Who does she fight?
I don't know.
I mean,
Holly Holm?
She's got to be the number one contender still.
Oh, for sure.
She's number one in that
And you know
division.
what?
She's probably the gatekeeper.
We didn't even talk about Felicia Spencer, okay?
Yeah, we didn't.
Come on. Cyborg lasted around. Holly Holm lasted around. Felicia Spencer, hats off. You
So
lasted
tough.
5 rounds with the pound-for-pound greatest fighter of all time.
Yes.
You know what? Especially for women's. So, like, for women's MMA. So, I am telling you right now, when Amanda retires, Felicia Spencer could very well hold that belt.
Oh,
and did you see what
absolutely.
Amanda did? She
Yep,
gave her
it
the
to
belt.
her. Said,
Because
"You'll be
I think
champ one
Amanda
day."
knows, too.
Yep.
I think Amanda knows Felicia Spencer will be a champ one day.
Absolutely.
It's just not right now.
Absolutely.
But man, Felicia Spencer has so much heart and just a willpower. And there was talk about the fight, like having the corner throwing the towel. I thought it was no.
It was fine.
I thought it was fine. Yeah. I honestly did. I saw nothing wrong with it. She was competing. She was still holding her own. She wasn't so depleted that she couldn't keep her hands up. I disagreed with people saying that the towel should have been thrown in.
I still, to this day, have not seen the 5th round of that fight. I haven't seen it. I walked away at the 4th. I was like, this fight's over. And I walked away. And I did some other stuff.
Yeah, but some people, some of the commentary was talking about calling in the towel throwing in the towel after the 3rd.
After the 3rd,
I was like,
yeah,
what?
that's what I saw. And there was
I don't know
tweets.
about that.
The UFC was putting up tweets. At one point, what does the corner think about throwing in the towel? I was like, dude, it was just a second round.
Yeah.
Like, 3rd's
Way
about to
too
start.
soon. Way too soon.
Yeah, it was just so dominant, and maybe it's because of that stigma of women. People just don't want to see women get beat up like that. So that could have been a factor. But it's MMA. It's MMA. It's the sport. It's what they do. You got to give the fighters every fucking opportunity to at least have a comeback. And I didn't think that was egregious. That was no Anthony Smith situation.
Absolutely
in my opinion.
not. Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yep.
All right.
So
Tabes.
let's round off these points. I took Nunes 3rd round TKO. I was wrong, and it went all 5 rounds. Shockingly.
I know.
Shockingly, but just shows how tough she is, as we've said.
I took 2nd round TKO, so I got a point as well.
Yep. Sweet.
Alrighty.
Let's hop into a little bit of MMA news.
right,
So, the GOAT himself, the best ever to ever grace us in the MMA community, Conor McGregor has retired once again for the 3rd time.
Can he
Your
never
reaction.
not make a big card about himself?
No. Dude,
Can
he always
never
has to.
not be the center of attention?
Always has to. Every time. Literally every pay-per-view.
If you're going to retire, you would go on ESPN. You would hold a press conference and say, guys, I will never fight again.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go to Twitter and tweet it out right after UFC 250.
Yep.
We know what you're doing. It's a tired act.
Yeah, we get it, bro. You're trying to make everything about you. You're trying to steal Amanda Nunes' shine. Somebody put out a fake tweet by Conor, and it said, I'm retiring because I now know that I will never, ever take the GOAT status away from Amanda Nunes. And then it showed a fake Amanda Nunes account retweeting back, calling him a pussy. I was like, fuck, I wish I was
It's just, yeah.
Because you know it's pretty much what he meant.
Well, it's just one of those things. Like, we know this is your 3rd time retiring on Twitter. The act's old. I mean, find something new.
Yeah.
Find something new. It's boring. It's boring me.
He's just making too much money. That's what it is. He's making too much money selling his whiskey and shit. And he's just bored. He doesn't know what the fuck to do.
I know. And again, Conor McGregor fights, I will watch it, absolutely. He is such a dynamic, entertaining fighter. He is amazing, and he has done so much for the sport. But as far as being a hardcore, watching every single fight card week to week, I just don't care. I just don't care.
I think he's jealous.
Oh, for sure.
Of John Jones and the publicity he's getting. So he's like, oh, I'm retiring too.
Yeah.
I'm done.
That's all it is.
I'm done.
That's all it is.
And it kind of leads right into our next thing. Jorge Masvidal is now saying he wants release from the UFC. Is this this has got to be just a negotiation tactic by everybody? Conor, Jones, Henry,
here's the thing
Jorge. Jorge's not retiring, though. He just wants released.
Yeah.
He's kind of fucked, though.
And again, like if all these fighters are saying that they want release, then Dana White just scrubs house and he just moves on because there's always up and coming fighters.
No, he's not going to release him.
Well, I know, of course he's not.
He's just going to keep him in contract.
Brett Okamoto asked him that question in the post fight, and he goes, that is the stupidest question you've ever asked me. He goes, the stupidest. No, I'm not going to release him from my contract. I've honored every contract. Dana's not going to release him. I'm just saying, if none of these guys want to fight, Dana moves on.
Yeah, they're retired.
The train
They'll never
keeps
fight
going.
again.
Yep. Exactly.
And then it's unfortunate for them because they're never going to get another paycheck from that because the UFC owns your ass, motherfuckers. Like, there's not much you could do. So apparently George is in a 7-fight contract with the UFC. And he just signed a new contract apparently.
Yeah.
And supposedly the negotiations are going sour because he's not asking for more money. He's asking for the exact same amount that he got paid during the Nate Diaz fight for the Marty fight. So they're just right there. It just shows you Marty's not pulling in the big numbers. They're not going to give him the Nate Diaz money.
No, they're not. No, you can't. I understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand the fighter's point of view. They want to get paid more, and they have every right to fight for that. But you know who Dana White is. You know what he does. He sticks to his guns. And Dana's not going to give you more than what the UFC can afford. I really do believe that. Like it or hate it. It is what it is. So like when guys keep asking for more and they can't get contracts done, Dana's a man of his word. He will say, he has said time and time again, you don't want to fight, you don't want to get anywhere close to where we're negotiating, then we're moving on. Gilbert Burns, #1 contender, is getting the next shot. And that's literally almost verbatim what Dana said.
If it was any other time other than like this coronavirus pandemic bullshit,
they could make more money.
Well, if it was any other time, I'd be hooting and hollering and be like, fuck the UFC, fuck Dana White, fuck all these guys because they need to pay their fighters more. And Absolutely. It's the truth. They do. Yeah, it's like 15% revenue?
Yeah.
Something
Absolutely.
stupid like that. It's disgusting. It's sickening. These fighters are putting their lives on the line. They're losing years off their lives in half of these fights, and they're making, if you're an up-and-coming guy, you're making fucking $15K if you're lucky. Yeah. If you're nobody, you're making fucking shit.
But at the same time, and I totally agree with that. These guys got to make more money. I'm on that train, and I think there should be some sort of fighters union or something to be able to make more money.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Is they need to take this opportunity. They're doing it during a shitty time because now the company gets to use the excuse of the coronavirus. Okay, this is this. And we're not making all this stuff. And it's a valid excuse.
It is a valid excuse.
It's not a bullshit one.
$10 to $15 million.
Every card. Every single card. So it's not a bullshit excuse. But it just comes down as like it's a company and they got to make so much profit, and now they're already taking that cut. I feel like the UFC could afford all of this. If they really didn't want the drama and bullshit, they could afford to pay Jorge Masvidal and John Jones. Probably not John Jones if he's asking for the Deontay Wilder money.
Even half of Deontay Wilder.
So
that's $15 million.
And DC and Ariel were talking about this on their show.
They were.
About how if John Jones is going, okay, I want to double my money. Obviously, they're going to tell you to fuck off, dude.
Yeah. But then you meet him at the middle. You just have to negotiate better and not,
Yeah, but this is different with George, I feel like. He just wants to get paid the same amount in Nate Diaz money.
Yeah, but how much was that? He probably
That's a good question.
Paid $1 million for that fight. I guarantee it.
You think so? Oh, you think so?
It was the BMF. Dude, how many people bought that freaking pay-per-view?
Is that, but are we talking guaranteed or are we talking after pay-per-view?
Well,
that's the question.
Okay, then you ask a little bit more for pay-per-view points than you do for upfront.
Because that's the problem. Is everyone's asking for guaranteed money.
Well, you can't.
And you can't do the guaranteed money during right now with the $15 million loss.
If you believe in your name and your brand and you think you have branded yourself well enough, then it doesn't matter who you fight. You're a star. People are going to come in and watch you fight. If you got the BMF belt, you have notoriety behind your name. Ask for more pay-per-view points. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
And just take it on the back end. because like it's too much of a risk for the company to pay you millions of dollars up front or whatever you're asking for, depending on who you are, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, like I want the fighters to get paid more money, but at this time when you're already losing $10 million because, or $5, $10, $15 million at the gate, it's a little unreasonable to ask for astronomical amounts of money.
In this types of situations, if they're going to stick to their guns, this is the perfect opportunity to start a fighters union. Yep. The NBA did it with their players. The NFL did it with their players. There needs to be better representation for the fighters. And
at the same time, what else they need to do, because we don't know. Like, we can sit here and speculate, right? We can sit here and speculate. But unlike the NFL, NBA, MLB, name any sports organization where they publicly pay their players, we have no idea what these fighters are making. We only have hearsay. We only have John Jones bitching on Twitter. We only have Dana White bitching back at John Jones on Twitter. But we don't actually know how much the fighters make. I think that's a problem. And let's publicize it.
I don't believe Dana White when he says, oh, these fighters can say what they make publicly. If they wanted to tell you what they make, they would. But they don't. Yeah. And I feel like then why has nobody, not a single fighter has come out and said that shit? Not a single one.
You almost wonder if it's in there.
It must
they have to sign a non-disclosure.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, we don't know. Again, it's all speculation, and it's speculation how much the fighters are getting paid. But I prefer to have it public, so there's no more of this bullshit. Like where it's like, oh, I'm retiring, I'm not getting paid enough. Though I see both sides, but I guess I'm just speaking from a fan's point of view. It gets really upsetting to me because I want to see these guys like John Jones, Jorge Masvidal. I want to see these guys fight. Yeah, so let's make it public. Let's get down to business. Let's figure it out, and let's get these fights together.
Yeah, this is leading into our next piece, but I really wanted to see that Masvidal versus Usman fight.
Did you?
I really did.
And I don't know why it didn't interest me.
Really?
No.
I mean, I feel like I know
really
what would have happened.
Would dominate him all five rounds on the ground.
Okay, maybe I should rephrase that. I'm not looking so much forward to the fight as that was the shit talk.
Oh yeah,
because that would have been
fun.
That would have been very entertaining. But last week we had a savage fight. And a savage really rose out of the fucking ashes, really, as a new up-and-coming contender. Gilbert Burns is now the new number one welterweight in the entire world under the champ.
And now, because of these failed negotiations with Jorge Masvidal and Usman, Dana White said, I got to move on. You don't, he says whatever about Jorge, but he's moving on. He wants Gilbert Burns to fight for the number one spot. But we got to talk about this. God, do you not feel bad for Leon Edwards?
No.
Really? Why not?
Because he hasn't fought. He hasn't fought. It's not his fault. I will say that.
Yeah. It's not like he doesn't want to fight. He had that fight with Tyron Woodley scheduled.
This is a sport of recency bias.
For sure. Absolutely.
So it's just, I'm not shocked. Do I feel bad? I guess I kind of do because he is the more deserving guy. But I don't know now. There's a real argument that Gilbert Burns is has to fight him now. Has to.
Yeah. Wouldn't this be fun? Right? You do Gilbert, obviously, and Usman, because now he's the number one shot. And if you can somehow get negotiation with Jorge Masvidal, but I don't think if Jorge Masvidal
three-piece in Minnesota.
Yep, 3-piece in Minnesota. That London incident that happened about a year and a half, 2 years back, whatever. Man, that would be a fun fight. Leon Edwards, Jorge Masvidal for the number one contender.
Very fun. I bet you Masvidal never takes that fight. One, because he ain't going to get paid for it.
No,
because Leon ain't bringing in numbers. No. So that'd be a great fight.
But man, what about Jorge Masvidal and Colby?
That would be another great fight. That's a fight I want to see.
That's a lot of shit talk.
Yeah, MMA News, fucking Colby's got a coach, I guess. He was training with him.
Really?
Had videos on Instagram.
Do you know who his coach is?
No idea. Absolutely no idea.
So it's not a big name or big
never heard of the guy. Okay. No, and he's still in Orlando, I believe, or Miami, wherever he's out of. He's still in Florida. So it was like a Pez gym or something like that. The dude was wearing a shirt. I have no idea who the guy is.
Okay.
He was doing some striking with him. So I don't know. Maybe they're just testing out the coaches. Maybe he's just, I still think it's going to be a while before this Colby fight happens. But MMA News, fucking Tyron Woodley said he already got offered another fight with Colby.
No way.
He said that. He said he already said yes. So
wow, that'd be a good one too.
I got no idea if that's even true or not. So we'll
find
see.
Out. We'll see. Yeah. Again, it seems like they've always wanted to fight each other and never have. It's one of those weird things. Tyron had the opportunity, I think, at one point. But then Colby started doing the whole negotiation thing with, so.
Well, and then he had the nose, he had to get the nasal surgery, and then
there's a lot of shit.
There was so much shit. Yeah. Just pile
on both sides.
Yeah,
it was
giant
just like,
fucking list
okay,
of it.
this is never going to happen. But I'd rather see Jorge Masvidal versus Colby. I think that fight's more intriguing for me.
Oh, and way more entertaining.
Oh, way more. But dude, Tyron taking on Colby, that's a tall order I mean, oh God, that's a tall order, man. I mean, you say what you will about Colby Covington, but his cardio is through the roof.
Mm-hmm. If Colby
and the pace that he puts on.
Yeah, if Colby, like, let's be real,
dominates 5 rounds.
He'll wrestle, hump, and fuck for 5 rounds and dominate him in that way.
Yeah.
And fucking, if he does that, Tyron's probably done. Like, I'm not saying retires, but he's done at 170. Like, he'll never get another title shot.
No, of course not.
So he'll have to move up, I think. Yeah. But
it's a dangerous fight for him.
Like we've been saying these last few podcasts, man, these last few weeks, the welterweight division is fucking scary.
It's looking fun.
It is so scary. It's stacked as shit. And unfortunately, we're not going to see the top 5 fight for a little while because of all this bullshit.
Yep.
Just all adding up. But unfortunately, that was bad news. But we got some good news. Big fights are being announced. Blades versus Volkov's back on June 20th at the Apex.
Like that.
Very much.
I really like these next 2 fights, though.
Yep.
God. Rose Namajunas versus Jessica Andrade 2, UFC 251.
Yep. I don't know if that's co-main or not. It's co-main caliber.
It's definitely co-main caliber.
Co-main caliber fight.
Unquestionably.
I can't fucking wait for that fight. Remember how hyped I was for that fight?
Oh, yeah.
For 249? And then for it, like, unfortunately...
To fall through.
Yeah,
because, understandable. Namajunas had 2 family members die of COVID, so...
Yeah, so sad.
I mean, I totally get that, but it was pulled because of that.
God, I can't wait for this fight.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I can't wait.
It's going to be awesome.
Can't wait. And I have no idea who's going to headline that fight. Who's going to headline 251? We have... It has to be either 170 or it's freaking 145. I mean, we'd love for it to be heavyweight, but we all know what the fuck... Like, that's not happening anytime soon.
So what do you think? Volkanovski versus Holloway?
I think so.
Yeah.
Either Volkanovski, Holloway 2, Volkanovski. You could do anybody in Volkanovski. Yeah. Fuck it, dude. If no one's going to take that fight, I don't even know if Max...
But again,
is Hawaii locked down? Hawaii might be locked down.
Hawaii might be locked down. Australia might be locked down. Yeah, we don't know. I have no idea if travel is allowed, so that fight's probably not happening.
I feel for the UFC because so
many of their champs are out of country.
Out of country, stuck. Heavyweights in limbo. 145s in limbo. 155s in limbo. 170s in limbo because of these negotiation tactics.
Friggin' sucks, dude.
Everything's going crazy right now. You got 2 divisions with no champions.
It's going to be hard to put on fights.
Yeah, it is. I feel bad.
I mean, fights for a good fight night or a good... but there's so much talent that you could probably get away with doing
Dana White's war room must just be just a shit show right now.
Like papers everywhere, strings attached. But like she's like, we got to figure this out.
Like that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah, it's exactly how it is. Yeah, but
man, let's talk about this third fight too. Robert Whittaker versus Darren Till on Fight Island.
July 25th.
Are you kidding me?
It's got to be a main event. It's got to be.
It has to be.
If that's not a main event, what the fuck are you going to put above that?
I don't know.
Like,
nothing. I mean, it's like UFC 252, but that's just a fight. That's just a fight night.
That's a fight
my understanding.
Night. Oh my goodness! And
that's a fight night.
And
good Lord.
One thing I didn't put in this notes, I should have, because it's not confirmed yet or not, but they're saying so. July 5th is actually 251, I believe, but July 11th will be the first fight card on Fight Island, and they're saying Daniel Hooker versus Dustin Poirier. Wow. We're going to have fucking jacked fights on Fight Island for the first 3 weeks. I mean,
it's going to be great.
Let's start with Robert Whittaker, Darren Till. We brought that up first. Like, dude, if Darren Till wins that fight, like you said earlier before we started recording this podcast, he has to get the title shot.
You have to. You beat a guy like Kelvin Gastelum, and then you go out and beat a guy like Robert Whittaker.
Oh my God, you're number one
contender and a former champion. Mm-hmm. You got to get that next fight.
You have to.
And God, after we get this friggin' Izzy versus Yoel fight,
Paulo Costa, you mean?
What I said?
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Are you saying
right. Paulo Costa?
That's going to be the fight upcoming?
Yes. Okay. My bad. Wow, I said Yoel. My bad. Did. But Paulo, not Yoel. But Paulo Acosta versus Izzy. Mm-hmm. The winner of that takes on the winner of Robert Whittaker versus Darren Till. That excites me, man. That excites me. Either way, even if Robert Whittaker comes out and beats Darren Till, you let the former champ try to get his belt back. Mm-hmm. Again, dude, middleweight division, stacked.
Ridiculously stacked.
Like, I mean, at least the top 6-7 guys. Like, geez, dude.
Yeah,
the UFC is just looking better and better as time goes on. Like, it's so impressive how much talent they have in these divisions right now.
Jared Cannonier. We haven't even talked about this guy in forever. Remember when he was supposed to fight Robert Whittaker?
Yep.
Fuck, that would have been the next contender.
It would have been.
Fuck, Izzy's going to need fights. If he beats Apollo Costa, and that's going to be fight of the year contender right there, I'm sure.
For sure. Have they even set a date for that yet?
No, we have no idea.
That is so sad.
No idea. But like another one, the guy's stuck in New Zealand. Can he even travel?
Didn't Kelvin Gastelum and Jack Hermanson just sign a fight?
Yes, so that is actually, that's another one I didn't put in. Jack Hermanson, Kelvin Gastelum, I don't know if that's main event or not. I believe that's on 251.
Ooh, okay. So, that's definitely not main event, but...
no, but they're going to make that card stacked.
Yeah, they will.
Derek Brunson and Edson Shabazian haven't fought yet. That fight still needs to happen.
Yep.
That's a great matchup.
But man, at this point, who do you give Jared Cannonier to? Yoel? I guess.
That'd be a great fight.
That'd be a great fight. I'm down to clown on that one.
Yeah, that'd be a great fight.
Awesome fight.
Again,
middleweight looks fantastic too.
And Jared's coming off that torn pec, so we don't even know if he's training yet.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't even seen him on social media lately. He's been very silent, been very, I guess, gone away from keyboard. I don't know. Like I don't know what he's doing. Actually, I'm gonna look him up after this podcast, see what's going on in his world. But some other news that came out, rumors on the street are saying that Fight Island is in Abu Dhabi.
Strange place to put it. I would figure you'd buy a private island off the Florida Keys or something like that, but Abu Dhabi, that's quite the trip. It's quite the flight.
Jorge Masvidal, we talked about him earlier, was saying a lot of shit. You're rich enough to buy an island, but you can't pay me the money that I already got paid before.
Yeah, but that's a flat argument.
Someone said that to Dana at the press conference, and Dana goes, "For the millionth fucking time, we did not buy an island." And I'm like, dude, didn't you say that you bought an island? Like,
but
I don't know if they're leasing it. They must be leasing it. It must be someone else's island.
Okay, it's different. It's different in business, right? You make long-term investments. You make short-term investments. I mean, a place like Fight Island is a long-term investment. Let's not be dumb here. There's stocks that are put into this. There's money that people know they're going to get a return on over time on this investment. This isn't you paying a fighter. They're separate issues. Mm-hmm. They're not paying for this Fight Island with cash up front. That's preposterous to even believe that, right?
Yeah, so, I agree.
Again, I mean, unless Disney's got that, which Disney has that.
They got that kind of money, for
so
sure.
Maybe it is one of their private islands that they have that they're building this thing on. But nonetheless, I mean, they're two separate issues, in my opinion. They're completely different. I mean, at the same time, I want the fighters to get paid more. I'll reiterate that again, but that's a flat argument, in my opinion.
So, Mason, we are an hour and 11 minutes in, and I think after this last piece of MMA news, I think we should just do our preview show, my man.
Okay.
So let's get into that app. But first thing,
I'm going to pee, though, after this.
Okay, you want to pause it?
Yeah, we'll pause it.
You'll pause it. But first thing for MMA news, guys, before we take this piss break, so, I mean, it's kind of serious stuff, and I just lead it in like that. But, obviously there's crazy shit going on in the world. There's lots of very peaceful protests, and at the same time, there are riots and looting.
But one thing that's important to say about that is they're two separate issues.
Exactly.
They're entirely two separate issues. Protesting is your constitutional right. Mm-hmm. End of discussion.
Yes.
The riots and looting are bad. People who should not be doing that.
They're taking advantage of a terrible situation, and it's unfortunate.
And it is, yes.
And it just sucks because it's like, depending, there could be a riot down the street, and then, a block this way, there's 100% peaceful protest. And it's like, you got cameras filming them both, and who's showing what and why. It's just stupid. And things have been very crazy.
And people are so tunnel vision too. They can't see the big
whole
picture.
Maybe
everything that's going on.
Yeah, and it may be chaos.
It's irritating.
It may be chaos here, but 20 miles somewhere else, there's fucking peaceful, and nobody knows what the fuck's even going on. So it's just, everyone needs to take a chill pill and relax. Waste some time, but positive stuff did happen in the MMA community surrounded around these riots, and this was big news last week. I wish it would have happened one day earlier, because it would have been something that everyone talked about this last week. John Jones was seen in the streets of Albuquerque stealing cans of paint away from essentially Antifa members trying to fuck shit up.
And you know what? Shout out to John Jones.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, seriously. We have, again, we've had our frustrations with John Jones that we have voiced on this podcast.
Yes.
But, man, you got to call out a good thing when you see a good thing.
Yes, very good on him.
And good for John Jones. And it wasn't just that. That's
so much more.
It was
even
so
more
much more.
He
went out to the community in New Mexico where he lives, where he trains. Mm-hmm. He went out and he helped for days.
Cleaning up,
putting plywood up on businesses, windows, doing the right thing. And Jon Jones needed some good, he needed some good
PR. So, and that's the thing. Some people are hating on him, be like, dude, why do you got cameras around? Like, you can't just go fucking help your community.
Okay,
you
that's
have
so
to record it all.
stupid, though.
And it's like, dude, I get it. He wants to show off him being a good guy. He's trying to fix his fucked up reputation. But you know what? You still have to give credit where it's due.
Right, you're doing the right
man
thing.
is cleaning. He is helping these communities, these small businesses that were destroyed. And not only that, he's risking his life, literally walking around the streets at night with groups of other trained MMA guys. So, it's probably a little safe, you know. And obviously, I'm sure they have guns. You ain't just going to walk around a fucking riot going on.
He just fired one a few weeks ago.
Exactly. So we know he has one. But either way, it's like the guy is doing very good things.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter if he was recording it. It doesn't matter if he's trying to get that PR push. At least he's doing it.
Well, not only that, but that's kind of a stupid argument to begin with. It's Jon motherfucking Bones Jones. It is the GOAT of MMA. Obviously, people are going to be recording him wherever he goes. Like, I guarantee Jon Jones gets pictures all the time and everything. And who gives a fuck? I don't care if Jon Jones, I don't care if it was orchestrated and people were recording him to give him good PR. He's out doing the right thing. He's out doing a good thing. Taking away spray paint from teenagers. And like, you gotta give credit where credit is due. You can't always hate on a guy. And we've done our fair share of hating on Jon when he does some fucked up shit.
Lots of it, because it's deserved. The guy's been a piece of shit. Like, the guy's been an absolute piece of shit at times. Yes. But like the way he was shit talking Anthony Smith, like, this was just a couple months ago.
Yeah, right after like that break-in, that was unacceptable.
And even to the point where Anthony Smith lost that fight brutally.
Yeah.
Got a brutal beating, and then was still taking digs at the man about the break-in and stuff like that. It was just, he showed his true colors then, but now he's showing his true colors even more by seeing his own community affected harshly, and he wants to help them.
And dude, human beings are fucking complicated. We can't simplify everyone.
Yes.
Like, we can't. Like, we all have our flaws. We all have things that we're not perfect at. And I'm not justifying, some of the shit that Jon Jones has done, but he's not a bad human being. He makes a lot of stupid mistakes.
Yes.
But he's not a bad person. I don't believe that. Does he piss me off? Is he irritating sometimes?
Can he be an asshole?
Things?
Yes.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, doing stuff like this is good. This is what I want to always see. I don't care if I don't like the person. Like, this is good.
Yes.
End of the day. So my hat's off to Jon Jones, doing the right thing out there, cleaning up your community, and it's good. Taking away spray paint, like that, you don't have to vandalize things.
Yep.
And so he's doing the right thing.
Yep. And shout out to Israel Adesanya as well, because he did show his support for the protest, even spoke, said good things, said peaceful things, and of course, I'm just so glad it was peaceful, because the last thing you ever want to see is like Jon Jones, like, fucking running around in the streets at a riot doing crazy shit. Like, we saw fucking Logan Paul. Jake Paul. Jake Paul was rioting and looting and shit, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why?
Because he's a dumbass. That's why. Because he's a punk.
I'm so glad.
He's a fucking punk.
I'm so glad that
and of course
people are smart enough to say the right things and do the right things and do it peacefully.
Right.
And that is Izzy, and that is Jon Jones.
Exactly. And we've talked about Izzy. Izzy is such a smart individual. Yes. Like, he knows the right words to say. He knows the right things to do. And his speech was powerful. It was moving, and this whole scenario that's happened, it's really put things in perspective. It's really shined a spotlight on this on a new way that we haven't seen before. And especially like these big stars coming out and doing stuff like this and being positive for the community and stuff. It is a good thing. Hats off to Izzy as well. Yep. This is what we want to see. This is what we love seeing, and this is what it's about. Yes. So yeah.
Yep. Shout out to him. And we're about to get into our preview show, guys. And real quick, I guess we're going to hit a quick pee break. We'll be right back.
All right. Sponsored by the toilet.
Yep.
All right, be back.
And we're back. So, quick piss break. Went very well. My bladder is now eased.
Yeah, I feel a lot more relaxed
Way more.
jumping into this.
Way more. So. No more shaking your leg. Yeah, but so I was thinking about just making this into another episode, but it's not the most stacked card ever.
No, it's
I'm going to be real. It's a good card. Especially the main card's good. Like, they have a lot of good fights to put together, but I mean, it's a little lacking in the main event, I think. I think they're just really struggling, and it's probably hard to get fighters to want to go 5 rounds right now.
Yeah.
You know, especially with cardio issues, training issues, social distancing issues. You know, we if it may not seem like it, but we are still in the middle of this coronavirus pandemic.
Absolutely.
It's maybe a bit of a shit show at the moment, but you know what? We're finding ways to make it work. We got a main event, and that's all that matters. And it's a pretty decent one. This will be Cynthia Calvillo's first fight at 125, so I'm a little intrigued in this fight. But, you know, I didn't want to pick the prelim main event because, I'm going to be honest, I didn't know who either of those girls were. No idea. And one girl, I believe, was making her UFC debut. She was 6-0, so we're just going to steer clear of that fight because I have no idea who Maria Agaprova, I don't know. I don't know who that is. Fair. I don't know who that is. I feel like if I were to make a pick, I'd just be flipping a coin, so it just wouldn't be fair to those two. But it's a fight I'll watch. I always watch those prelim main events because they're always good fights. Every time. But the first fight we are picking, Jordan Espinoza, Mark De La Rosa, opening up the card, I believe 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. ESPN Plus. This is a pretty good fight. 125. It's crazy. You know, we got 135ers taking fights at 145, 125ers taking fights at 135. Why are you cutting this much weight right now?
I'm not quite sure. And I don't know how you're able to do it either under these circumstances. It's got to be a lot harder.
Well, the UFC is accommodating that. So, well, now they're at the PI. So now they got saunas and stuff like that. I think the PI sauna's closed. That's why they're giving everybody saunas. They've been giving everybody portable. That's right. They've been giving infrared portable saunas, and your head sticks out of the top of it, and you're just sitting there essentially, just sweating from the neck down. They give every fighter one when you show up, a brand new one. So that's how they've been cutting their weight, really. And that and bathtubs. That's about it. You know, they're not going to the PI to cut weight anymore. All they're doing at the PI is they're rolling, they're using the cage, they're using the equipment, and that's about it. The saunas, the pools, all that shit is closed because of the Rona. So that's got to affect them, but, you know, they're still cutting it to 125, and Jordan Espinoza's, it's pretty good.
Yeah, he is.
And so is Mark De La Rosa. Mark De La Rosa, he got knocked out in his last fight.
Yeah, both these guys coming off losses.
Yes, but both of them they're no joke. Like, they're both serious. Like, I believe Jordan Espinoza's number 12 in the world right now. Oh, this fight is at bantamweight. Duh, I'm an idiot. They aren't cutting that much weight. Never mind. So I was right this whole time. Thank goodness then, because really, guys, like 125 is a division that I don't really think we need anyways, because most of the 125ers are big enough to be 135. They're just cutting that extra 10 pounds because they can. We'll see. I'm very happy these guys decided to take this fight at bantamweight because I just don't see the point in cutting that much weight right now. Like, what's the point? You don't even have a fucking champion.
No.
Like, their fight's being made. It's going to be some time. I believe that's the main event, July 11th.
What is?
Duh. It's fucking... No, that's July 18th. Never mind. That's the main event for 125. The title fight.
Oh, yeah. Figueiredo versus Benavidez.
Benavidez. That's 18th. Never mind. So I'm going on a tangent for no fucking
reason.
are.
I'm trying to keep up with you.
Yeah. Now, Jordan Espinoza, Mark De La Rosa. This is a great fight. Mark De La Rosa is real well-rounded. He's got really good jiu-jitsu, and he's pretty good on the feet, too. He did get KO'd in his last fight, though.
Yeah.
And Jordan Espinoza is a power puncher. Pretty good on the ground as well.
I wonder if both these guys are kind of on the chopping block.
Probably.
Because, Mark De La Rosa has lost his last 2 fights. One coming to Kaikar, France, and Alex Perez. But Alex Perez looked pretty damn impressive against Formiga.
Yes.
Figueiredo Formiga.
Yes, just last weekend. Oh, my goodness. Looked very, very good. I'm just going to give you my pick right now. I think Mark De La Rosa is going to take a decision. Both these guys are actually pretty well matched.
Yeah.
So I'm just going De La Rosa decision, and I really don't know where this fight's going to end up.
Nor do I. I picked Espinosa decision, so we'll move on from here.
Yep. Andre Fili, Charles Jourdain. Charles Jourdain. This is a guy that I'm looking at to be an up-and-coming 145er. He's fucking good. He's very good. I believe his only loss
Desmond
in the UFC
Green.
was Desmond Green, his debut.
Yep.
But Desmond Green's a freaking very, very big lightweight. And for him to fight for him to fight at 155, that just shows how tough the guy is. The guy's a natural featherweight. So for him to move up and fight Desmond Green, who's a huge lightweight, like, shows how tough the guy is. Yeah, he lost decision, but he was in that fight. And every single one of his wins comes by way of finish. Every one. And he's a striker, so he loves getting them KOs, but he's very sneaky good with his jiu-jitsu as well. Has a guillotine, has a rear naked choke. But he's going for that KO every time. And this is a great fight to do it against because Andre Fili's fucking legit. And he's very tough. Very good on the feet. And he's a very sneaky good wrestler.
And I remember that Sadiq Yusuf fight, too. That was a good fight.
That was a very good fight. Very good fight. And we got to remember, Charles Jourdain's coming off a second-round KO of Dooho Choi. And Dooho Choi is a very, very good fighter out of South Korea.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Or Choi Dooho.
Choi Dooho.
Yeah, Dooho Choi. I said it right.
Dooho Choi, yeah. Because you say the first
or
the last name first and the first name last.
Yeah, it's always different. But this is a great test for Charles Jourdain. Andre Fili's, I don't want to call him a gatekeeper, but he kind of is for that top 15. If you could beat an Andre Fili, that means that you're top 15 worthy. You're ready for that fight. So it's a big test big test for him because Andre Fili is not an easy guy to put away. He doesn't get finished a lot. He's very, very tough. So, if this goes 3 rounds, I might be leaning Andre Fili. Just because Charles Jourdain, every time it's gone 3 rounds, he's come on the losing end of that.
Yep.
So that's probably Andre Fili's the way he's going to want to go. But I got a feeling Jourdain's going to do it in the second. I'm going second round TKO for Charles Jourdain.
Okay. I think I'm going to go Fili, third round TKO. Okay. So.
Yeah, that'll be a great fight.
Yes, it will.
It's a very good fight to open up the card. But this next one's even better,
I'm really excited about this. Yes. Don't even try his last name. Merab versus Ray Borg.
Matt Serra.
Yep,
he's got that Matt Serra BJJ,
yes,
and we all know what the fuck that can do. Oh, my
Hell
goodness.
Yeah, we just saw that this week with Aljamain Sterling. Let's go. Let's go.
Once again, I don't think... Where's Serra? He must be back in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Why is
I think he's still doing the podcast, but he just doesn't want to fly or travel. He doesn't want the Rona. You don't want to give that. You don't want to give that to Ray Longo.
I get it. So
I understand. I understand the precaution. I get what they're doing. But man, they got another one of their guys. Man, and Merab has been looking good recently.
How many fights has Ray Borg taken in the last few weeks?
God, it feels like
a lot.
Yeah,
he just fought a couple weeks ago. He lost. Who did he lose to? I can't remember.
Ricky Simone.
That's right, local boy.
Yeah, that was May 13th, too. So literally a month later, he's fighting again.
And you got to remember, freaking Ray Borg fought in February. So this is going to be his 3rd fight this year.
Yeah,
so
that's wild.
Damn, he might fight 4 or 5 times.
Yep.
So you never know. This is
Merab
a great
coming
matchup.
off that win against Casey Kenny, too.
Yes, and I thought he'd be ranked after that because Casey Kenny was ranked. I believe he was 15. So, maybe Merab is 15. Who knows? I don't think so. I don't think he's ranked. Is he? Let's check out real quick. Nope, he is not. No. Marlon Vera is 15, so Merab's not even on there. He will be on there with a win over Ray Borg.
Oh, you have to be.
Yeah, he will
you have to be.
You will be, and he'll be clamoring. Dude, he'll probably call out Sugar. Ooh, if he beats Ray Borg, he will be calling, because he's called out Sugar at least 4 or 5 times now.
Never gotten that fight either.
Never gotten it, and he calls him the marijuana guy. He's got a weird accent. It's really funny when he talks shit. I love Merab. I love his energy. The man is a fucking crazy horse.
Yeah, he's got a big gas tank, too.
Huge gas tank. He's got cardio. He's got next level cardio, really, for bantamweight. Absolutely. Every bantamweight's got great cardio, but this guy's next level with it. So this is a rough matchup for Ray. Ray has only taken tough fights.
Yeah, you got to give him credit. I mean, he only takes the best of the best. He definitely never has a tune-up fight or a need-a-win fight.
And he doesn't say no.
He doesn't.
He must just say yes to everyone. This man is getting offered savages off the bat, and he's like, nah, maybe I should get a good fight where I can get a good, decent win, and then I'll start fighting savages. Nope. Just right off. It doesn't give a fuck. So just kudos to Ray Borg for that because, he'll, like I said, he could fight 4 or 5 times this year.
Good.
And they'll all be savages. But I got to take a winner. And I cannot go against my man, Merab. I got to go with that Matt Serra BJJ. I got to go with the team. To punch him in the fucking chest. I got to do it. It's my favorite team.
Punch a hole in his fucking chest.
It's my favorite team. And Merab's got to be one of the biggest characters in that entire gym.
Of course, yeah.
So I really like this guy. I think he's an up-and-coming guy. I think he's a savage in the making. And, if he gets this win, fuck it. Do the Sugar show.
That'd be
Why
fun.
not? I'd love to see that fight. And then, we might actually see Sugar's jiu-jitsu for once.
That is
which is
true.
what I want to see. I don't know how many times I'll have to say it. I need to see his jiu-jitsu eventually. So
All
somebody
right.
needs
So
to
who
test
you
it.
going with?
I'm going Merab, unanimous decision.
All righty. I have Merab as well. I'm going to go second round sub.
Okay.
I think, dude, after what I saw with Aljamain, that they must be doing some jiu-jitsu brilliance over there with Matt Serra. I want to see Merab get a sub too. How cool would it be to have two teammates go back-to-back weeks, first, second round sub?
And they're their main sparring partners.
Yes.
So, you know, these two are just grinding on each other constantly, making each other better. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's going to be a great matchup. Co-main event of the evening. Karl Roberson, Marvin Vettori.
Man, and I am excited about this one.
There's going to be a lot of emotions, a lot of heat coming into this fight. Marvin Vettori is still pissed off. He is still screaming in the middle of that hotel in Jacksonville at this
He
moment.
has not let it go.
I can't wait for this fight, dude.
God.
Marvin Vettori is a fucking madman.
He's a madman, and he is pissed. He is
Very
pissed
pissed.
about this, dude. Because this fight was, they went to the weigh-ins and everything. Like, this fight was set to go, ready to go. Karl Roberson calls in the day of the fight and says that he came down with an illness, something was going on, which, you know, I get it. If you're feeling sick, you don't want to fight, I understand. But Marvin Vettori was fuming. There were videos that were leaked of him in the hotel.
They ran into each other.
Screaming.
Yep.
Yeah, screaming at the top of his lungs, making a scene. But understandable. You go there, you cut weight, you're ready for a fight,
Well, look.
and you don't even get paid for it.
Look, it's the third time this fight has been canceled.
Yes. First scheduled April 18th, then scheduled May 13th.
Never mind. That's someone else. So this is the third time Karl has dropped out, but it's the second time against Marvin.
Yes.
I'm not surprised he's pissed. He's got to be so pissed because that's all that money spent on the camp, flying your coaches out, all the
Absolutely.
bullshit. It's like he spent so much damn money and just not to get fucking paid.
Yeah. It's got to be just fuming.
And then the guy wants to fight him in the freaking lobby. Like, yeah, I get it. I get why he's
Yeah.
pissed. This is going to be a great fight. There's going to be a lot of emotion, a lot of heat. Karl Robeson's no fucking joke. The guy's very good. I mean, he used to fight at 205, and like one of his only losses is the fucking Glover. So it's not like he's fighting easy guys.
Right.
He's fighting savages. This is a great fight. Marvin Vettori, yeah, he's not top 15 in the middleweight division, but he's close enough to be where with a win here he could be. You know, I mean, the guy fought Israel and fought him competitively.
He did.
I mean, Israel
People
obviously
forget
won that fight.
too. Well, yeah, of course. But I mean, he was competitive against right now the champion in the middleweight division. So very impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. I'm going with Vettori, first round TKO. I think all that emotion is going to come out in that right hand, and it's going to floor Karl.
Okay. I'm going to go second round knockout, Vettori.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna be fucking fighting like a savage. He's gonna be going full Paulo Costa at Karl.
I just hope he doesn't gas himself in the first.
Which could happen.
Which very well could happen,
he's
and
gonna
I
be
do
so riled
foresee
up.
happening. And if anything, if I'm going second round, I should probably go Karl Roberson, because if he can withstand that first round, you know. But I'm going to go Vettori here, second round.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't blow the gas tank in the first round.
Yeah.
Trying to get the job done.
Yeah, has a potential for being a very, very good co-main event. Potential fight of the night right there, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Main event of the evening. Jessica I, Cynthia Calvillo.
Yes.
I don't know if this is, I'm pretty sure. I tried looking this up. I just couldn't tell on the website I was on. I should have went to Sheer Dog or something. But Cynthia Calvillo has not fought at 125 before, at least in the UFC.
No, she is not. I'm looking at her record right now. She is not.
Yeah,
this is the first one.
This is a very interesting matchup.
Because, she was scheduled Saturday, April 25th 5th against Antonina Shevchenko, but that one got canceled.
Oh, really?
Yes, so it was
I
rescheduled
didn't
with
know that.
Jessica
So, wow, Antonina was going to fight her and then got the Caitlin Kukagian fight.
Yep.
Crazy. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah, this is a great fight.
It is.
This is really a great fight. I mean, I'm going to shit on it a little bit because I don't think this is main event caliber. Like, I'm sorry. I do think Jessica I is a name, you know, especially after that Valentina fight. And unfortunately, it's not what you want to be known for.
No, not the head kick that puts you to sleep.
No, that's not how you want to be remembered.
But nonetheless, she's
happens.
she's an impressive fighter, an elite contender
Yes.
in the women's flyweight division.
Yes.
Unquestionably.
Absolutely.
She's fighting Cynthia Calvillo, as you said before, who's coming up from strawweight.
Yeah.
It's an intriguing matchup.
And Cynthia only has one loss, and it was to a former champion in Carla Esparza. So that was a great fight. I don't think she submitted her. It was a unanimous decision. So she's never been finished. So that's yeah. So she's never been finished. This is a great matchup. Jessica I, she's never making 115. Never.
No.
So she used to fight 135. Is this going to be a mismatch in length and size and
Very
reach?
well could
It
be.
very well could be. Very well could be. But we have seen success from 115ers moving up to 125.
Yes, we have.
You know, we might even see some more with Alexa Grasso. Alexa Grasso was a top 115er, and now she's moving up. So we'll see. I mean, the JoJo fucking went 5 rounds with Valentina.
Yeah, she did.
You know, so why not? JoJo Calderwood used to fight 115 too. Now she's got a title fight. So, you know, why not? I definitely, you know, you can't count Cynthia out. This is a great fight. I don't know. Cynthia's great on the ground. She's a savage on the ground. She might have the advantage on the ground. But Jessica Ai has got very good takedown defense and very, very good striking.
Yep.
This is a very interesting matchup. This is a very, very interesting matchup. I don't think Jessica Ai finishes Cynthia. I'm just going to give you my pick right now. I think Jessica Ai wins this fight in unanimous decision. I think she finds a way to land the crisper, the cleaner strikes. She probably will use this length advantage. I don't know what the reach is. I believe she will have that advantage. I could look that up on ESPN right now, actually. I believe she will have that advantage. Let's see. Yep, so her reach is 66 against a 64. It's 2 inches. That's not that much.
No, it's not. But
That's
Jessica,
not that
I, in my opinion, is the bigger fighter here.
Well, she is. She's 5'6". Cynthia is 5'4". Cynthia might be a bit. She's probably a natural 125er. Jessica Ai might be cutting some weight.
Yep.
But, you know, I just don't know. I think if it goes down to the ground, I'm going to give every advantage to Cynthia Calvillo. She's proven to me that she's an elite jiu-jitsu fighter.
All righty.
But I just don't think it's going there. I'm going to go Jessica Ai unanimous decision. I think she finds a way to keep it on the feet.
All right. I'm going with Jessica Ai as well, but I do think she gets it done in the 4th. I think she's a bigger, stronger fighter. I think it's going to be a TKO 4th round.
Yeah, very impressive. So if Jessica Ai does come out with the win, you know, where do we go with the UFC flyweight division? I mean,
She
so
is
many
still
different
number
options.
1 contender.
She is. Maybe Caitlin Kukagian rematch, or
I like that, actually. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I would go with that one.
Why not? And then Valentina has another contender, or maybe Roxanne Modafferi. If you don't do Caitlin Kukagian, Roxanne Modafferi, do Jessica Ai, Roxanne Modafferi. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I wouldn't mind seeing that either, because Roxanne, she is the underdog queen. I'm telling you. And that would be a good fight. And if she won that one if Jessica Ai does win this Calvillo fight, then man, that would be a great contender fight.
Yeah, and we can't sleep on Calvillo. Like, you never
No,
know.
you can't.
You know,
No, you
Calvillo could knock her out in the first round and just make me look stupid. And, you know, and then she's the number 1 contender at 125. Like, so many things can happen
Cynthia's
in
even
this
just
sport.
top 10. She's top 10 in the strawweight division.
Oh, yeah.
So
Absolutely. So many great fights in these women's divisions, really. I mean, I feel like the only shitty division in this entire women's side of the UFC is featherweight. Just because
because we have a dominant champ.
Dominant champ and a lack of contenders. A lack of
right.
fighters. I mean, there's 20 fighters maybe that fight at featherweight. And half of them are 135ers that move
As
up
well.
occasionally.
Yep.
So, yeah, crazy. Well, I can't wait for that fight. But I think that was another one, Mason. Another one in the books. Another successful show. So make sure everybody, you go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at The Church of MMA. Hit up our YouTube as well. We're posting clips every single day. Check us out, guys.
Check us out. Yep. Well, guys, that about wraps up this show. My name is Mason Knight. That is Tabor Cragen.
Yep. Peace.